So should we move on into the introduction of our show?
Yeah.
Hello and welcome to J&B on the ROX. I indeed am J,
And I'm B, as you may have surmised.
Yeah. So this is a show which glorifies the responsible use of alcohol by teaching you to put the cap back on the bottle.
Yeah, and this week we have a very special show, a very timely show.
You'll note that we're not up in the attic.
That's because it's too damn cold to be in the attic. That's why we're down here in our house. Although this is
Filmed.
this is being filmed at an undisclosed location.
So cold weather tips, that's what we're up to. You'll note the heavy winter gloves. Keep us warm.
So in this show you will encounter a number of good tips to help you make it through the next few months.
Alright, to start this show, we're going to have a drink which is appropriate for this cold weather. You note that we're making it here on the radiator because it is so cold in this apartment that, in fact, all of the ingredients would be frozen if it weren't for the fact that they were being somewhat heated by this here fine radiator, property of CFC Incorporated. Although this is filmed at an undisclosed location. So we're going to start this drink. Now, this is one of the few drinks in which you don't add the alcohol first. This is a hot buttered rum, in case I didn't mention that before. First, we're going to add a large tablespoon or so of brown sugar. And I will place that forthrightly, and firstly, into this here mug. Now, okay, so I've now accomplished that task. I'm now going to place a piece of lemon peel, which I have conspicuously cut off previously from this here lemon that's sitting right here. You want to twist it up a little bit to kind of get the juices flowing, as it were, and just dump it in to your mug. You're making this drink in a mug, by the way. Don't put it in like some kind of thin glass because you'll probably break it.
Not a Dixie cup.
Not a Dixie cup either, because you won't be able to pick it up, probably. Unless you're so drunk that you can't tell when something is scalding hot. This is going to be a hot drink, in case you didn't deduce that from the name of the drink. Okay, then you want to take a stick of cinnamon. I've got actually 2 sticks stuck together here, and I broke them apart. Just stick that in the bottom there. Now, you want to put some hot water, that's what it is, boiling hot water, into the mug.
How much?
I'd say if this is an 8-ounce or a 6-ounce mug, you want to put 4 ounces of hot water in there. Okay, you want to leave about 2 ounces of space, 2 to 3 ounces of space at the top for that oh-so-special ingredient, the rum. A dark rum is best for a drink like this, just because that's the best kind of rum for this kind of drink. So put 2 ounces of that in there. I actually kind of undershot on both counts. Then this last ingredient here that we're going to add, well, actually second to last, but you want to add just like the equivalent of like a pat of butter, you know, like what you would get at I don't know, like Taco Bell or Waffle House if you asked for a pat of butter.
Taco Bell.
This is why it's called a hot buttered rum, by the way, because it has butter and rum
and it's
in
hot.
And it's hot. Then, to top this drink off, you just want to add a dash of nutmeg. Those were kind of some big dashes. because I'm a big guy who is deserving of big things. And then you want to stir this up. You'll note that I'm having a little bit of difficulty just stirring this in some kind of rhythmic fashion. It's because there's a stick of cinnamon down in there that is thwarting my stirring action.
Something's thwarting the action of your tongue as well.
Yeah, well, you can suck my tongue. Okay, and now we are going to taste this. Now, I have a very low tolerance for hot beverages, so if I like vomit or have some other kind of physiological problem, bear with me. It certainly smells good. Wow. Now, I would pronounce that as distinctly warm. So this, as we mentioned before, is our cold weather special. Reason being that it's yet only December, and yet it is cold as fuck outside.
So we have some cold weather tips for you. In fact, here is J&B's cold weather tip number 1. Have a hot drink.
Like we're doing right now.
This hot buttered rum. I recommend this drink a lot because it's really, really unique and like nothing I've ever had.
And it is definitely good.
Yeah. So, while we're enjoying this drink, and we hope that you are enjoying it with us, take a look at this, a little video segment that we've prepared.
For you, the home viewer.
We are one in the Spirit, we are one in the Lord. We are one in the Spirit, we are one in the Lord. And we pray that someday all unity will be restored. And they'll know we are Christians by our love, by our love. Yes, they'll know we are Christians by our love. We will walk with each other, we will walk hand in hand. We will walk with each other, we will walk hand in hand. And together we'll spread the news that God is in our land. And they'll know we are Christians by our love, by our love. Yes, they'll know we are Christians by our love.
So, as we were saying, cold weather tips. Here's number 2. Burn things. We have a cigarette here which we're burning, and it's radiating a little bit of heat. As a matter of fact, this hand, I can tell the difference. This hand is warmer than this one.
Yeah, of course, if you really want to generate some heat, you should probably burn something bigger or maybe more cigarettes.
Like your next door neighbor's house.
Okay.
Except then you might soon run out of next door neighbors. Now, as we've said in the past, this is in fact an educational program, one which is intended to garner for you a little more information, so that you might be more well equipped to weather this difficult and dangerous temperature outside.
Yeah. So, in the interests of the public health and safety, we wanted to stress that everybody knows about the wind chill factor.
But how much do you know?
Yeah. Most people don't realize, for example, that actually it doesn't just feel colder when the wind is blowing, but you're that much more likely to have frostbite and those other things. It really actually gets cold.
Yeah.
Colder.
Colder.
For example, if it's say it's 15 degrees outside, which is pretty chilly to begin with.
Yeah, certainly.
And you've got a strong breeze blowing.
Well, what do you mean by a strong breeze?
Well, according to the Beaufort
Beaufort, yes.
chart,
Beaufort.
a strong breeze is about 40 miles per hour.
That's a strong breeze?
Yeah.
Jesus. You couldn't fly a kite in it.
Oh yes, you could.
Okay, well, I'll trust you. I'll trust Beaufort.
Okay, and there you go. You have a 40 mile per hour breeze
At 15 degrees?
15 degrees, and it actually ends up being negative 29 degrees Fahrenheit.
Goddamn. That I would pronounce distinctly cold.
Dangerously cold.
Yeah.
So think about that.
So, if let's see. So
Of course, what a lot of people
Okay.
don't realize is that that it goes both ways. I mean, if the wind is blowing the other direction, then of course you have the opposite effect, right?
okay, so it'd be like, yeah, certainly.
So it'd be about if it's 15 degrees is the normal temperature, but you've got a strong breeze, 40 miles per hour in the other direction,
Then it'd be about 60 degrees.
60 degrees Fahrenheit.
Wow, so you could almost be out in shorts.
Yeah, it's almost shirt sleeve weather. So basically, the whole problem is that here in the northern hemisphere, in the winter, the wind blows generally in one direction.
Huh.
But if we could just get it to blow in the other direction, then all our problems would be solved. And that's something that
We would encourage you, the home viewer, to work on.
modern science.
Yeah. So this next drink that we're making is called a Desert Heat. It employs some tequila, which helpful camera operator B is handing to me. This is Cuervo Especial. Now you may be wondering, where's the other ingredient? What is the other ingredient? Well, to tell you the truth, it is cinnamon schnapps. Now you note that this hand is empty. We forgot to get it. So cinnamon schnapps, $8.59. Here's actually a cheaper bottle, $6.99. Not that we would want to endorse any particular brand, but this did in fact display a lower price upon its little cap. Hot damn! We got us some hot cinnamon schnapps. Okay, so this Desert Heat that we're having here calls for an ounce of tequila, which I will pour forthrightly into these shot glasses. These are 1.5 ounce shot glasses because, as you will see, you're adding 1 ounce of tequila and 1/2 ounce of this, and you need that extra 1/2 ounce in the shot of space in the shot glass, otherwise you'll have a real mess on your table. So, it's like peach colored. Okay, so that certainly looks hot, if nothing else.
Damn.
And I am going to down this in one foul slug. Whew! Oh, yeah! I would pronounce that as distinctly hot. Cold weather tip number 3.
Get yourself into prison. Because in prison they provide you with room and board and everything for free. In fact, as my girlfriend, no, wait, I'm confused. As my sister's new boyfriend pointed out to me when I was home over Thanksgiving, that's the reason most people commit murder. Actually.
What?
It's just so that they can get in prison and get on that gravy train.
Really?
Yeah.
So here, in the spirit of this program, here is yet another cold weather tip.
Which
And
we're actually going to demonstrate this one.
Yeah. So check this out. Number 5. Move south.
Far, far to the south.
Yeah, that's an easy one. Birds do it every year. You should try it sometime.
Got to get out of this south central Indiana situation. So old Jay here has just helped himself to yet another desert heat.
Yeah,
Because-
distinctly drinkable drink.
It's a little cold in here, and we've got to keep warm.
Instant replay, as it were.
So, this week's vocabulary word, as we've noted many times before, we are a serious show providing a solemn service to the community. What I was saying,
my armrest.
so what I was saying here is that we're getting on to the vocabulary word part.
Vocabulary word, yeah,
Of our
because
little
as we've
show.
said before, vocabulary words
Is our, what it's all about.
Yeah, and so you can say these funny words, and people will think you're smart, even though you're probably drunk.
So here's one. It's chromatophobia.
Whoa, chromatophobia. Now let's see. Chromato is
Chromatophobia. CHREMATOPHOBIA.
oh, I bet that's fear of being cremated.
No, actually, it's fear of money.
Really?
Yeah, this is an extremely rare
Sounds
psychological disorder. And if you or anyone you know suffers from this, lo and behold, your problems have come to an end. You see that address on your screen? Now, of course, we would never suggest, or we would never ask you to send money to us because
Right. That's
we're really
against our policy.
that's against our policy. We have a policy of not asking for anything of value. However, if you suffer from chromatophobia and you just have a lot of money on your hands that you have to get rid of, you could send it to that address.
And we will make sure and dispose of it in the proper fashion.
We'll make sure it doesn't get back to you.
Yeah, yeah. So,
On that note,
let's move on to this next little segment here.
it's a drink, I think.
So we're going to have another hot drink here. This is going to be a Mexican coffee. Now, we're going to start with about half an ounce, 3/4 of an ounce of Kahlua here. And in the spirit of this program, we're pouring it all in. Because, in the cold weather, that's usually the best thing, to pour it all in. Now, you want to add another 3/4 of an ounce to an ounce of, let's say an ounce of Kahlua. Or, no, this is not Kahlua, in fact. This is tequila. And in the spirit of this drink, we're pouring it all in, as I said before. So we have now emptied 2 bottles into these fine mugs here. Now you want to put hot coffee, into this drink. About 4 to 5 ounces of hot coffee into it. And then, now the classic recipe of this drink calls for whipped cream. Oh! That was a little joke. Acting like I was falling because never mind. So the classic drink calls for whipped cream. Now the thing is, this is a Mexican coffee, and you're probably asking yourself right now, how many Mexicans do I know that actually own whipped cream? Probably not very many. Most of them are lucky to have some milk because it is a rather impoverished nation thanks to the economic stresses put on it by other outside nations and other problems that they have had in the past, political and otherwise. So milk is what we're going to add because we're politically conscious. It took me a long time to say that, but I think we're all the better for it.
Milk, the choice of the politically conscious.
Yeah, yeah. And last but not least, put a little dash of cinnamon in it, if you are so inclined. And stir it up. I'm going to start with this fine butcher's knife, or actually it's a steak knife that I seem to have on hand. And in the spirit of this drunken stupor that we've all descended into, I've managed to splash liquid out of both mugs. So now I'm going to taste this fine potable beverage. Now that I would pronounce as distinctly.
So J&B's cold weather tips a number 6.
Well, this is actually just a singular tip. Coat yourself with Ben Gay. It'll help. Yeah, whatever.
And it'll make you smell like wintergreen. We would like to take this opportunity to introduce to you the next series in our installment of J&B's Video Erotica.
Yeah, speaking of hot things. J&B's cold weather tips.
Number 7.
Grow your hair. Because if you grow your hair long enough, it'll form a nice coat over your entire body, and something fabulous might happen. Apparently, some of our viewers believe that we're not the fabulous intellectuals that we believe we are. And to...
Yes, we have rather inflated opinions of ourselves.
So, in order to prove to you, the home viewer, that we're in fact amongst the greatest creatures among mankind, B has something to tell you.
I'm the straight man, he's the buffoon. Have you picked up on that yet? Straight man, buffoon.
All right.
Hey, Jay.
Yeah,
Isn't it time for our viewer mail segment?
it appears to be so. Let's retrieve it from the Bran Flakes box here. 2 pieces of viewer mail. 2 weeks in a row we got 2. That's 2 times 2 equals 4. So in the last 2 weeks we've had... Never mind. This is a lovely postcard. It says, "Dear J&B, your house is a fucking shithole." No joke. Jay, those widow's peaks and time will take care of your hair dilemma. Thanks. Merry Christmas, A and B. There's no return address, so we can't harass these people at all.
Not that we would ever
Oh well.
do that.
Yeah. Well, we certainly appreciate the input. Another letter from C, P.O. Box. Hey, this person has a P.O. Box number 2. I shouldn't read that aloud on.
No, never.
B's job situation. Hey B, I have a possible solution to your dilemma. Why don't you look into a wine sampling job at Oliver Winery? There's an idea. Or mayhaps you could get into advertising for an alcohol distributor. And it's signed C, Produce-Kroger. We've actually met this person. He works in the produce section at Kroger, and he has assaulted us many times with various vegetables.
A fine fellow.
Yes. P.S. I'm sure you can imagine the benefits of a hard day's work at the winery. Well, I'll show you one of those advantages. We're going to have a drink in honor of this fine letter that we've received from C. This is a Bolla, or Bolla, Denominazione di Original. It's some kind of wine. We're gonna have some. I would pronounce that as distinctly potable.
Special thanks to Nancy Lavender, also known as the Lab.
Yep.
So that brings us to the end of another.
J&B on the rocks. If you would like to send us a letter for our viewer mail segment, you can send it to P.O. Box 3241, Bloomington, Indiana 47402. In fact, that address is on your screen right now. We would encourage you to send us anything that you feel appropriate. If it's a videotape, we might even show it on our program. I guess that just about does it for the week. So until next week, this is J&B on the Rocks. See you later.
That's what could have happened if I'd have had a gun. I could have just shot him.
Yeah.
Wait. Hey Bart, this is Christy, and are you done filming or what?